I have never taken out a loan in my life. Last March, I owed $1,849, and I could not tell you when I borrowed a cent of it. No credit card, no car finance. I was quietly proud of it, in the way people are proud of things that were mostly luck. It started with a pair of boots, $220, which I did not have in March, and did not especially want to spend. At the checkout, there was a second button, same size as the first. It said 4 payments of $55, no interest. And that is a true statement. There was no interest. There is no catch in the way you're expecting a catch. Nobody ran a check on me. Nothing was signed. There was no moment where a person looked at my situation and decided I could carry it. It took 4 seconds. Getting a library card takes longer than that. The catch is that $55 does not feel like $220. It feels like nothing. It feels like a coffee and a sandwich. That is the product, not the boots. So I did not decide to spend $220. I decided to spend $55 4 times, and I only really decided once. The second one was a coat, in April. $89.22 and change, 4 times. And here's what I did not do. I did not open the first app to check what was still running on the... Why would I? That was a different company. A different app. A different Thursday. I want to be precise about what happened in my head, because I think this is the whole... I did not think I already have one of these running. I thought $22 is nothing. Those are different sentences. One is a budget. The other is a feeling. I made every one of these decisions on a feeling, standing up in under 10 seconds holding a phone. A credit card gives you one number that goes up, one number in one place, and it is always there when you look. 4 apps give you 4 small numbers in 4 different places, and not one of them is ever big enough to frighten you. By June, there were 4. The boots, the coat, a phone repair for $340, and a mattress $1,200 over a year. The mattress is the one I would defend hardest. I had been sleeping badly for 2 years, but I want you to notice what I just did there. I defended it. Nobody had accused me of anything. Individually, all of them defensible. I still think most of them were. $1,849 of things, and at no point had I felt like a man borrowing money. Here's the number that actually mattered, and I did not calculate it until August. $234 a month. That is what the 4 of them together were pulling out of my account. I wrote it on the back of an envelope, 4 numbers added up. It took 90 seconds. 90 seconds after 6 months. 6 months. $234 is not a small amount of money. If a bank had asked me for it, I would have said no. Nobody asked me. 4 different companies asked me for $55, $22, $56, and $100. On 4 different days. And I said yes to all of them. In September, my hours moved. Not dramatically. My pay landed on a Friday instead of a Wednesday one time. 3 of the 4 installments were set to come out on the Thursday.
$8. $8. 1 for each.
Then 8 more from the 4th, because by then the account was under, and it bounced. $32 for being paid 2 days late, once. And I could afford it. That is what I keep coming back to. I had the money, it was in the account 2 days later. The fee was not for being poor, it was for being out of step with 4 different calendars I had never looked at together. And this is the part people do not know. So I want to say it plainly. Most of these plans do not report to the credit agencies when you pay them. So paying 4 of them perfectly for 6 months bought me nothing at all. No credit history. No score. 6 months of proving I was good for it, but missed them, and several of them will absolutely tell somebody. It only travels in one direction. I want to explain why this is suddenly on every checkout page, because it is not because somebody wanted to help you. The shop pays the provider a cut. Bigger than a card takes, they pay it happily, and they pay it for one reason. People buy more. Not slightly more. They buy things they came in undecided about, and they buy the more expensive version. That is the entire business. It is not a lending product. It is a conversion tool that happens. It worked on me 4 times. And I do not say that bitterly. It is a good product. It worked on me 4 times. The trouble is who it works on hardest. If you have money, 4 payments is a convenience. You could have paid in full. The plan costs you nothing and buys you a little float. If you do not, 4 payments is the only way the thing is possible at all, and the fee for being 2 days out of step is the same $8 either way. A flat fee is not flat. It is a small number to one person and a real one to another, and it is charged at exactly the moment somebody is up. That is the part I would want somebody to have said to me in March. I did not cut them up and swear off them. I want to be honest because that advice never survives contact with a broken washing machine. I have one rule now and it takes about 4 seconds. Before I take a plan, I say the whole price out loud, not the installment. $220. Do I want to spend $220? About half the time, the answer turns out to be no, which tells you what the installment was actually. And the second rule, never more than 1 running at a time. Not because 2 is unaffordable, because 2 is where you stop counting. That is the whole rule, 1 at a time. I paid the last installment in February. It took 11 months to clear $1,849 of things I had already worn out. The boots wore out first. Here's the part that stings, and I only worked it out afterwards. That same $234 a month put into a plain index fund instead is about $42,000 after 10 years. Same money, same months. I'm not telling you that to make you feel stupid. I'm telling you because nobody showed me that number when there was still time to use it. If you have one of these running right now, you're not in trouble. Go and open the apps and add the 4 numbers together. That is the whole exercise. Most people have never seen that total in one place. That is not an accident, and it is the only number that was ever going to change anything. I put the boring arithmetic on this channel, with the parts that make me look bad left in. Subscribe if that is the version you want.